Hello and welcome to final round coverage of the 2023 LWS Open at Idlewild. You're watching the Disc Golf Pro Tour on JomezPro with me, Nate Sexton, him, Jeremy Koling, and him, Paul Ulibarri.
We have the best scoring conditions, I think, of all time. Going to the final round, tee pads are dry for a third consecutive round. People have figured out the course, and the scores are going to be low, I would imagine. It's the final day here at the last three-round event for the 2023 season, and we are at the top-ranked course in Kentucky, number 4 out of all the DGPT courses. That's a pretty proud number right there for this here course here at Idlewild. Taking a look at some of these stats, most difficult hole that has been hole 18 all week. Very, very tricky hole. If it's a close battle going down to the final hole, 17 and 18 are going to have a lot to say. Isaac Robinson, he's been saying a lot. Last 2 years here, he's got to be the favorite going into this final round. The way that he's been playing this course, I mean, he's just one birdie instead of a double bogey away on hole 8 from having a sizable lead going into this final round. Gannon Buhr, he's hot, he's hungry, he's out here trying to win another Pro Tour event. I mean, you call last year's breakout season, but this is the year he's really started winning tournaments routinely. He's going to be tough to beat as well. But then we also have the number 1 ranked player in the world. Calvin Heimburg has been a podium dominator. He is just leading all the stats you want to lead in this whole tour season. He's been incredible. You know this already. Kevin Jones has been playing some good golf lately. Former winner at this event. I couldn't really think of a better card unless my name was on it.
Close. Very close to being on there. Hole 1, par 4. 638, one of the easier holes you'll play to start off a tournament. Out of bounds on the whole left side though. Want to land around here for easy play into the green, but some of these guys have the distance to get the eagle too, and I'm sure they're going to try to get that. Left or right there is out of bounds, but it's really tough to get there.
Calvin in round 2 went out of bounds right long and made the putt for the circle 3. Clearly he has the distance.
Really?
And what I meant to say was the best possible lead card would be the 3 of us. Paul's off that card now. My dream card has changed just like that. Little overturn perhaps for Isaac. Still going to get good distance, but it's going to have a low ceiling, probably 250 into the pin.
I don't think it'll be too tough. Not exactly what he wanted.
Yeah, it's fine. This is one where it's like bombs away. You have to control it a little bit. You don't want it to leak left. But a good opportunity to put a show on for the big crowd out here.
This is low enough.
Yeah.
To be considered a bad shot. That was bizarre. I thought I was going to flex out, and it did not. It held to the right side, but anything on the right side between him and even where Isaac is fine.
If you're going to miss your line, miss it on hole 1. Again, just don't miss it left.
Or long, like this guy.
Yeah, unless you plan on making the putt, which he likes to do that.
Oh,
This
no.
is a bit of danger.
Yeah, hit that hard. Hit it hard. And that is a big-time mistake. Probably the little mistake from round 2, creeping into his head a bit to not go right again.
Sure. Expect to see this come out with a lot of hyzer. I feel like Kevin carries some flippier stuff than most players with his power.
Yeah. His follow through, he really just uncorks the body when he throws that shot. His fingers do a very interesting thing upon release as well.
I think he'd be a hard guy to do like a bag swap with, because I think there's some really broken discs in there that he uses very well. But I think a few notches flippier than what most guys are using in an open distance shot.
Now that's tough where Isaac threw that. He overturned it, and that's a low ceiling on a high rise. Not easy at all, depending on if he even got in the circle or not.
Gannon, is this enough to get around? Just enough?
Tricky as well, though.
Mm-hmm.
Little tester putts. Yep. Kevin surely not getting too crazy here. I don't think he's trying to run anything for eagle.
Very good.
But just in that like in-between zone. Not a jump putt, not really a full throw either. Not even close to a full throw.
Calvin nearly was saved by that tree, I think, that you were calling for him to get blocked by. He was close to that distance.
Makes up a lot of surface area there. Surprised he didn't catch something. This is as long as you're ever going to see Isaac line a putt. Off left. That is...
Had some zip, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it got there quick. This is far, too, though.
And Gannon right in the center. So we're going to have only 2 birdies.
Surprising.
I guess Kevin still hasn't made his putt yet, but...
This guy needs to make this.
Ooh. Kevin just a step or 2 outside bullseye. Yeah.
Honestly, I think this hole, out of all the holes that we start on all year, is the one that feels the absolute worst if you get a par. It's like a total downer moving forward. Let's see if that affects these guys, because I'm not kidding when I say this is the easiest starting hole we play all year.
Mm-hmm. I think that there's something to an easy starting par 4 where it gets you going, gets you away from the tee, get your round started, and then you can start introducing some more tricky elements as the course progresses, as it does. But I think that they use that mentality quite a bit in golf, and I think it works in disc golf. I don't like holes that are overly daunting to start a round.
Agreed.
You don't want backups on the second hole.
Well, this one's tough. I mean, 601 left to right bender up the hill, sloping from right to left, and then kind of carries that whole trajectory all the way into the green. Right to left, sloping green, out of bounds, all on the left side, all the way to the hole.
Ooh, Gannon just narrowly avoiding the one tree in the middle, rolling up to the road.
Nice.
That's as good as we've seen any drives yet. It is possible to roll OB long, but not if you throw it perfect.
Yeah, I saw that from Ricky Wysocki today, actually. Roller just stayed too straight.
Went OB long.
Into the lake.
And
right in the prime of life. That thing is stopped down in the valley. That's going to be a lengthy approach.
And that was Ricky's 1 bogey en route to shooting a 13 under?
I believe that's true.
A little heavy on the anhyzer, but that gets all the way to the kind of the flat. That still has an uphill run up, and it's going to take a really good throw to get anywhere near the circle's edge right there.
Did that mac or did that hit hard?
I think it kicked
It
left.
looked like it just kind of grazed it at first from my angle, but could be wrong.
This doesn't seem like a go for the green play at all.
No.
Yep, just a chip up, and actually surprisingly conservative to my eye. I'm surprised not to see him go driver, go over the water, and then right, and maybe set up like an 80-footer rather than leaving himself the 225. But
Calvin looks like he got away with whatever he hit, and that's going to come up short, and very scary putt coming. Very fast, very scary.
Like you said, though, perfect conditions today. The wind will pick up here and there, but for the most part, pretty calm for this course.
Yeah,
and so, like that putt that Isaac has there and the putt that Calvin has, they're not laying that up. They have to go for that because of the conditions being so nice.
something that is also so nice is this drive, but the approach is quite bad, actually.
Oh.
That was misjudged, and he is way uphill of the basket.
The forehand anhyzer is nice coming in to match the hillside, but if you don't commit to that angle, you're going to be left out there way wide right.
Yeah, and you said it. I mean, you don't want a circle's edge putt for par coming down the hill. Maybe crossing early might have been good. I mean, even from this distance, I think he goes.
Yeah, Isaac's that aggressive player. He's going to run it, and he's going to pay the price.
Wow.
And that was even a low bid.
All of these guys have sketchy putts coming up.
He's not thinking about it. He's going after it.
Big time.
Oh my goodness.
Probably almost 45 feet. How much room over the rim does this have? Not as much as we're used to from him, but
yeah, but plenty.
That's the right kind of miss if you're going downhill towards nothing. And it's not a miss at all, obviously.
With
miss
that,
by his standards.
Man. Calvin kind of being forced to run it, I think, in some ways. I think he'd probably run it anyways, but
I do too.
The leader making that putt from statement range.
I mean, when you're on the lead card, you're playing this good. It's this calm. You're running that from deep.
Yeah.
Deep, I feel like.
All these guys trust the putt enough.
Yeah.
Surprised, I mean, for Isaac to have that result is really the most surprising thing.
He's definitely banking on hitting metal.
Absolutely.
I mean, and just stopping in some way, but to airball low.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, you give his putt to anybody in the world, we're all running that. Where there's no stop sign in front of us.
I don't even need his putt. I just need his confidence. I mean, like his confidence is.
Yeah, you might need his putt.
Hey.
You could certainly use it.
I think you're a pretty confident guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, his putt is certainly one to be admired. And look at that tie at 19. My goodness, that is nearly the whole leaderboard. And then, Gannon at 22.
Hole 3, par 4, 656. This one wraps all the way around to the right. Low ceiling drive. Hard to get your disc to move as right as you would like on this hole. And then as much as you can bite off, makes this approach a little easier because of those high grasses and the low branches. You'd love to be able to get inside 300 here.
Going to see a lot of rollers. Some people like the sidearm. I love the roller here.
Yeah,
I think that if
nice.
Most consistent way to get tight and right, the sidearm can turf a little early, and then it leaves you that low ceiling, which is doable. If you're throwing the sidearm off the tee, you probably have the power to get under the low ceiling, but it's just a lot more difficult, I feel like.
I think Gannon's only 260 away. A little bit tight on the right side, but it's still good. Very, very good.
This is so good.
The roller hits the middle of the gap a little more naturally as well.
That can
Big
get into the
time.
road, but my goodness, I don't think I've seen anything quite that far in that right.
I think that'll be like a baby flex forehand, well inside 300 feet.
Probably is the distortion the mid-range or the putter one?
I do think that.
I think that's definitely
here's that
what's
turf.
coming.
Yeah, we'll see what he's got from there, but we don't really see Calvin throw a lot of rollers, do we?
No, we don't. But we would like to.
I feel like he's that guy that's throwing a roller every once in a while where I'm just like, oh my gosh, I didn't know he had that, and it's just bombed. But I can't imagine it's a weakness. It's just he's so good with the forehand.
Yeah.
He's so good at anything that's a low line drive.
Well, he's got another one of them right here.
Look at that.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
It's hard to throw a roller when you can. It's hard to justify anything when you can hit a gap that's only about 4 or 5 feet tall with full speed.
Well, the thing about that shot is when it's on the ground, it's never going to hit those branches.
You're right about that.
His shot was smoked. I've long sort of thought just about disc golf in general that you actually cannot be the best at all the shots, no matter who you are, because disc golf is a game that allows for such creativity. So many different options can work in the same confines of a given hole. There's no way to be like amazing at the best roller, the best forehand, the best backhand, because ultimately you have to have a comfort zone and you have to have something that you like in a certain situation. So for Calvin, clearly he's got a nasty roller. It's just not where his comfort zone lies.
And there is Kevin Jones with his forehand approach and just connecting that one tree in the middle, staying in the circle. But your point reminds me of Macbeth. He even said, at my best, I was never the best at any one thing. I was just top 5 at almost all of them. And that's good enough.
That's the mark of a great player of disc golf, because there's always going to be specialists. You know, if all you do is throw distance, or if all you do is one thing. But if you're an all-arounder, that's always going to be the way to win championships, I think.
Oh, look at this putt. It's really testing Gannon out early and squeezing it in there.
Are you kidding me? What a putt. Talk about a specialist. He's the best putter in the world. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it's not like there's no argument. I've seen discussions here on some forums here and there. I mean, this guy is.
He finds a way, man.
I mean, it's not. I don't think it's close. we're seeing one of the probably top 5 putters in Isaac. Also one of the top, I would say, 5 jump putters in Kevin Jones. Mm-hmm. And Calvin makes a lot of putts. And
He
this
makes
guy
him from everywhere.
And this guy just outclasses him on the putting green.
Yeah.
The greatest young prospect we've ever seen. I mean, I think
you're right. Yeah.
Light years ahead.
Yeah, without a
light
doubt.
years ahead of Eagle McMahon.
I thought
at the
Eagle would
same
have been
age.
that guy, and yeah.
At the same age.
Yeah, at the same age. Yeah. Certainly Gannon is farther along than Eagle was at 18.
And Eagle seemed like impossibly good, and he was.
Yes.
And he still is. But even when we
Yeah.
first met him at 16 or something, it
Yeah.
seemed like there's never going to be another kid this good.
Katrina Allen! Maria Oliva! She's done it. Kristen Tatar.
Sai Ananda. Stacy Galadian.
Champion Open at Austin.
Paige Pierce.
The only person I would say that was ever close was Shoestrick.
Yeah.
He was young, and he won a lot of tournaments in a row, and he is a Hall of Famer, and this guy's on a higher trajectory.
Hole 4, par 4, 722. You want to get the disc as straight as possible into this tree line would be incredible, but it's very difficult to get that much distance and keeping the disc that straight. I don't think we're going to see any forehand turnover flex shots, but that is a play that some people will go with. But most of these guys are going to go either fairway driver that is on the understable side to flip up flat, or maybe a power mid.
I feel like this guy's a power mid type of guy.
That is a power mid. Isn't it? Is that a mid?
No, that's just my guess.
It's right where you want to be.
Yeah.
It's right where you want to be.
Listen, we know he's good, but we're not going to go as far as putter, are we? Can't give him that much.
No, that was moving quicker than.
This is not good.
It needs to get down
to
quick.
sit.
Yeah, it's not going to go a B. The grass, if it's getting on the edge, that grass is quite thick, but the angle from there is going to be awful.
One thing about that guy.
You know what this is?
I know what this is. This is intentional.
A grenade?
This is a
Grenade
grenade
coming up.
setup, I think.
He went over the top from that very same post yesterday. I lasered that because I wanted to find out. It's 410 feet from that post, and he parked it
Are you kidding
with their
me?
grenade.
Wow.
They go
And it's on video.
They go 400 feet now?
No, they don't.
You can't do much better than Gannon, but if you could, it would look like Calvin's. The only issue is by it being left, his angles are going to be weird. But here we go. Kevin Jones, fireworks.
Wow, that's high.
That's going so far right.
That's going too far right.
Like, way too far right.
That was still fun to see, though.
Yeah, I don't know. That's cool.
It's in bounds, right? Yeah, okay.
I was going to
But
say with
where?
Isaac's tee shot, you know how he puts it on the angle right away? Mm-hmm. And even there, directly out of his hand, he knew.
Yeah.
A lot of people would have to wait for the flip.
Ooh.
He kind of knew right away that it was bad, and that's how good he is.
Yes.
Like, he is putting it on angle, on the line, no questions asked off the tee. I love that about his form.
He got through that time. I don't know if he hit his gap perfectly, but he is across the creek in two. Gannon from a good spot. He is going to be tested on the green again. I mean, he's been making putts on every hole. I mean,
but that's 80 feet, isn't it?
He got himself out there a
deep
bit.
C2 probably.
Yeah. I don't know.
The
I
sequel.
look pretty far. Calvi.
Okay, so he did have a good angle, or at least he made it look like he did.
He's got a slow start here. I mean, hole 1 and 3 are pretty easy holes, I would say.
Yeah, 1 is, I mean, like you said, you nailed it. Easiest starting hole that we really have. Kevin from
Wow.
the Mucky Muck.
Yeah, that's not a place many people have tried. I still don't really understand where it is, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's just off to the right side and
A little short
yeah,
and
just
right. and-
barely over the creek.
wow.
Isaac, he's going to be par through 4.
Oh, you're right. Not that far.
Yeah, maybe 55.
It looks 12 feet. What?
That's 3 biggies in a row.
Yeah, hole 1 is a biggie because it's the first hole. And then from there, nothing has been close. Like everything
this tournament's not really that close either.
Not at this point.
Thanks to what he's doing.
I mean, that was on the stripe again.
Thanks to what he's doing, and also thanks to what they're not doing. I mean, very slow start on Isaac's part. Calvin at least gets the birdie here, but Isaac, even through 4 on these starting holes, the way that he plays this course, not going to get it done.
And you got to think, Calvin is frustrated with the lack of
good scramble
gold medals that he's taken home with the season that he's having, being the #1 player in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, is it clearly there's starting to be a little bit of a question mark around his closing of big tournaments. And that's a lot of that is a testament to how good he is, because it's like we would expect a few more wins. He's winning a couple tournaments, don't get me wrong.
Oh, for sure.
But he's taken 3rd and 2nd just every time.
It's like the LeBron James, Michael Jordan argument. Like, obviously the best player currently. Does he get it done every single time? Michael Jordan did.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? When you get into that kind of era of comparisons, which he is, that's high ground.
Yes.
And you eventually have to start putting the hammer down. He has time here, though.
Of course he does.
We all agree the best player in the NBA right now, Lauri Markkanen.
Fair assessment.
So good. So good with 0 championship.
I'm not going to guard him.
Swing. Okay, so he set us up for another show.
Good. I don't want him to be close at this point, because how many holes can he do this in a row?
That's another 40. Yeah, real scary 40.
Great shot, though. You kind of want to play it to that pocket over there. If you throw a bad shot, you almost park it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is looking
a good one.
Good.
Calvin's
I'd say pretty good.
Calvin's the guy. If I can bring somebody in to throw this hole for me, that's my guy. On a shot like this.
I would say him. Another one, I would say a prime Paul McBeth.
Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah,
I might get Lowry too.
I kind of
so
dropped the
perfect.
heater on him, so I got to bring him back in. Pump him up a little.
Perfect.
Yeah, that is the distance that Calvin really excels at. The distance between 0 and 1,000 feet. He's just one of the best at anywhere in that range.
He's so good at it.
I like the way that Isaac throws his shot. He put a little too much turn on that one, but it takes that ante out of the hand to take that left out of bounds out of the equation, you know?
I will say, as an Idlewild rookie, everyone I personally saw get significant Anheuser angle on this hole was gone right this week. Nobody ever got out of it, where Calvin's shot is like flat and pushed up high right. And I think it is the safer play, for sure. But I never saw anyone in my groups, and I wasn't on the lead card, believe me, but I never saw anybody able to work it back. And I'm watching lead cards here, and I never really saw anyone able to work it back out of that drift.
Gannon's 40 feet?
Something like that.
But that's the spot. You kind of, he's close. Circle's edge.
Yeah, I guess
anyone's
that's true.
running this putt. Maybe not everyone's hitting it like that.
Yeah, everyone's running it, of course. But this guy's just made 4 C2s in a row, I think.
He's perfect on the round.
That's crazy. Yeah, and I guess I should say his did work back the best.
I'll say this about Kevin Jones. He's thrown a sidearm. He's thrown a grenade. He's thrown a putt. He's thrown a backhand, and he's thrown a roller and a turbo putt in the last 2 holes. Pretty good.
2 holes.
Talk about having the complete game.
Yeah, that all-arounder.
That's awesome. Look at the Ricky Wysocki round. I already kind of spoiled the final number there, 13 under. I thought that had already completed by the time these guys had teed off, but out there just putting together the hot rounds I was talking about at the beginning of the show. I mean, this is the day to do it. That course record that Isaac shot, the 13 under, could be in danger maybe. I mean, if Gannon just wants to birdie all 18, that would be kind of fun.
Yeah, that'll probably take care of any record you could go ahead and set. Hole 6, par 4, going down the hill to the right. Little out of bounds, treacherous green. You got to get a lot of this done off the tee to give yourself license to go for this green. Roller's a great way to do it.
I like that he carried a lot of distance before it started rolling. If you get that roll down early, it has a tendency to go either too far right, or if you miss the angle, going to be straight. But if you go a lot of distance in the air, kind of just landing it in line with the tee and the pin.
If he misses that big tree, we're talking about circle 2.
Yeah, we're talking about circle 2. Calvin's trying to get there all air, and if that isn't overturned, he's got a good one. Oh, wow, what a bank.
Nice little reaction.
Anything past that big tree on the right side, money. Just getting past that is such a big deal. Is this enough turn? I don't think so.
I think it's a slow disc.
Oh, maybe I'm very wrong.
I think that is really...
How does that thing hold that
really,
turn?
That's a mid-range. It's a mid-range.
Okay, that's gross. Good thing it was a mid-range.
Who knows what Kevin's going to throw here?
But this is the roller. Oh, boy.
I like
Too
it.
straight.
Good tree kick.
Oh,
I think that was going out of bounds. I think that was going out of bounds, but I still like the idea behind that. It's got to be a little bit tighter, though.
This play is to probably lay up to the OB line and then try to make the jumper across.
Yes.
That's really good.
You don't want to get any closer than that. Good shot.
Thought we might see that world record jump putt distance, but it's a little too flexy. This is in danger. I don't think he hit his gap, folks.
I don't either.
I think that was
is
early release.
That is a shot he's been working on big time, is the backhand touch from about that distance. So showing some confidence in throwing it, but I agree with you. I think he's going to that right side gap, not where Calvin's going right now and making.
He just zips it, man, doesn't he? It's just when that thing's fluttering, it's because it's flying faster than that disc was designed to fly.
Talk about a zipper.
Yeah. That's how Calvin just rings up those 90-footers so often. He just gets those things on the line. It's just crazy.
This would be an impressive birdie right here.
This is Kevin, his happy place.
Oh!
Just at that 38-foot range, barely low.
The one thing I do miss about this newly redesigned layout is we don't get to see Kevin Jones do the jump putt off the dam that he did a couple years ago, the flying jump putt. You remember that one, Paul? On the next hole, the hole that used to be right after this one, the little par 3, he jumped off the dam and made the putt. It's pretty cool. Gannon 6-6, so
it's good. That's a good start.
it's a good start. If you start off with the lead,
And then you birdie all the holes.
Tough to catch you. Tough to keep pace, I would say.
Yep.
At this point, a round is in the books, so we can understand what is possible out here. Micah Groff
Yeah.
shoots a 14 under
that's
par
right.
to go from 2 under par
Yeah.
to 16, which eventually makes the cut
Makes
on
the cash.
number.
Makes the cash by a shot.
Unbelievable.
14 under. So that's what's capable out here of
course
being shot.
record.
Yeah,
And
and
may
that
I-
is the new course record.
And may I take a little bit of weight off the shoulders of the big man when I say a criminally underrated 1071 in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, unbelievably so.
Unbelievably
And
low.
you can credit all the people out there right now that are shooting hot rounds to take away the deserved 1085, 1090 rating that
That's
it
what
that
I'm
it
talking
warrants.
about.
And I can also say this is a great shot right down the middle. Sit.
Oh boy.
Okay, scrambly from there. But Ben Calloway shoots a 13 to miss it by 1.
Oh my
Think about it.
gosh.
So there's 2 sides of the coin there,
Oh, yeah.
but there
Wow.
are very low scores out there around the course.
No.
Does
Calvin,
this clear?
that is
Rabbit
a
foot.
one of a kind.
Base hit.
Register under the luckiest shot you'll see registry. We'll
Yeah.
We'll
yeah,
file it
for
under
sure,
that registry. Yeah, put it under there. That was. I've never
Lucky.
seen that one before. Never seen that one before. I have seen this one before.
Oh, no.
Not that part. A little bit too much turn, I suppose, but there's a lot of roots on that hillside that may be connected on. Forcing that big bounce back.
Smoothie.
Yep. And that's the right distance as well. That's what you want. It's a straight shot from there. Anything that goes, if it's another 20 feet longer, your shot angle is pretty awful.
Follow through might be impacted here. Nope. He's got room.
That's so good.
Wow.
So good.
It was a very short shot that our camera had there, but go back and rewatch that. Look at his full turn body commitment to that throw.
And how did he just used every inch of the height available to him.
That shot is so impressive.
Another base hit for this guy. He's got a 40-footer.
He's powering through.
I like that. A lot of people back there watching too. That's pretty cool to see.
Can Gannon get the first 7?
Oh.
Yes, he can. If he parked it, I would have said no way. But now he's back there in C4. I think he's got a good chance of making it.
It's not even C4, I don't think.
C3.
C3 or C5?
Yeah, barely C3. He's probably going to make that for sure. From what the evidence that I've seen.
Yeah. Maybe C2 you're saying? Is that what you're saying, Nate?
I mean, I don't think it's C4 is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think it's closer than that.
I personally saw it outside of C2. It's a tiny basket.
It does look tiny. Jerm might.
Oh, no, it's huge, though.
Yeah. Hey, wow. Hey.
Oh,
this
boy.
is his perspective, this side.
Yeah. That's what my 38-footers look like.
Well, tapping out a par.
This is a huge putt here for Calvin.
You think Calvin can bank this one off a tree and in?
I mean, he just needs to make this to stay pace, to have a chance, I feel like. Oh, give it to him. Let's go. That's an important putt right there.
Yeah, sure.
Sometimes a dirty bird is all you need.
Yeah. You ain't lying, man. That is a dirty bird right there. There was nothing good about any of those shots, and he's got the bird.
Minus the putt. The putt was kind of low and left. Yeah. Nothing dirty about that one. Isaac earned, after the redirect bounce or whatever that was off the tee shot, fantastic second shot and hearted on the putt.
I worry at that distance for Gannon sometimes, personally.
We're not going to go back into that commentator's jinx thing, man.
Hey, I'm just saying.
That thing
I
worked
still do.
surprisingly well last round. And instantaneously as well.
It's that distance, that nose down distance
Guys,
on these veterans.
Big shout out we got to give out. Brody Smith, the only 2 I've ever heard of on this hole.
No way.
216-foot throw in.
That's sick.
Brody Smith with the deuce. That's
I heard that one happen.
That's awesome.
I think I was on the tee of 10 maybe. We heard some loud cheers. Went rushing to the UDISC. Hole 8, par 5, 576 feet, as we've been saying, short and technical. You'd like to work the disc out to the left of these trees we're flying past now, into the bottom of this little valley, and then it's a flex forehand, backhand roller type shape where you need to get left of that tree right there and then swing back right down to the green. It is certainly possible to swing too far, though, if you come in with too much heat, and then there's some really tough low ceiling putts waiting for you on the low side.
I want to see Isaac play this hole. What do you got for us, bud?
Are you familiar with what happened to him first round?
No. 7?
So he birdied the first 7, kind of like Gannon almost did here, and then he came into this one and he took a double bogey. This is a hole that he said, I might work a forehand into this tee shot, still sticking to his guns, going, and that's as good as you can throw a backhand. That is as good as you can throw it. That is connecting on the middle tree. He'll take that 10 times out of 10. See how close that was to the early left tree and the late right trees?
Yeah.
You don't have any more room to work it than that.
A little heavy on the ante. Can it get to... Okay, that's good. Enough speed to get past that one.
James Conrad also talking about throwing forehand on this one. Still hasn't thrown a forehand since 2021 USDGC hole 1.
At all? Or
off the tee. No, just off the tee.
Okay.
He refuses to off the tee. It's a matter of principle, I think, for him.
I watched the guy throw one in from about 220 for deuce with a sidearm from the crud. Couldn't see the basket. One of the best shots I saw all year.
What hole are we talking about right now?
This tournament?
No.
Okay.
No, give me a sec.
Oh, you watched James do this?
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is making a lot more sense.
Yeah,
I watched a guy make a
No,
shot.
I watched James throw a sidearm, like the best sidearm I've seen all year.
Nice.
Isaac with some possible redemption coming. He's got an eagle look left side. Gannon connecting on a couple of the
Des Moines,
Guardians.
Iowa.
There you go.
Double Mando down the tubes. Side armor, backhand, rough, 2. Pretty cool.
Sounds so sweet.
It was awesome.
Ooh, this got a nice drift.
Yeah, does it start hyzering in time? Yes, kind of, yeah.
I was talking to James the other day about how it bothers me that his refusal to throw a forehand is seen as like this kind of brave, noble throwback decision to be this backhand guy. And yet, if I get out here and want to throw all forehands, I'm this weird monster that's, it's like, it's just a funny thing.
I think that weird monster notion is gone in these days. I think that that's starting to slip away. I think that maybe 5-6 years ago, you'd been looked. I got a lot of weird looks, buddy. Let me just tell you. And I don't know if it was because of the way I played or the way I smelled, but it was definitely something.
Well, I mean, I was on the other end of half of them. They were my eyes doing the looking.
Isaac a little low, but he will have a tap-in birdie. Calvin with a downhill fast putt for the eagle. Oh, that looks so good. Splitting trees.
I thought that was in.
You're not gonna make this, are you? He's at a knee.
He does.
He's got a big old gap.
He's going around this tree.
Oh, perfect height. Just drifted inches right.
Good weight too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Weight and height were right on. Kevin for the lone eagle. Jump putt Jones coming in. And that feels good. Get one on the card. That gets him to 4 under now.
Jump putt Jones. See how his kind of go in there with the heat, and it's like in there. It's like a putt that we normally see. Gannon's are like kind of flying in there like a butterfly.
The way that Kevin putts, I think all parts of the basket are heat zones for his disc.
Yeah,
the way that Kevin putts, he throws it, just smacks a hyzer in there, and it's on its way up, and the chain just always recoil and just go grab. I don't know what that is about his putt, but
Here it comes.
Let's see.
Oh, low left side doesn't matter. It's in. There were so many eagles, I can't even count them. If you just didn't tell me it was 19, I wouldn't even know. I'd hate to see that go as a par 5, but I think it's the hardest par 4 on the course.
Yeah.
That's just my humble opinion, and I'll leave it to you guys at home.
I think you're probably right, but man, does it feel good for
it feels
little
nice.
old me.
It,
little old me
it
to
feels
get an
nice to
eagle
say,
every now and
oh, I
again.
got an eagle. It's a nice feeling.
So I don't really want it to go away.
And then right afterwards, you get this little dink, a little 258, slight putter turnover, speed control. I like having a hole like this on a course.
Oh man,
because it keeps you honest. You gotta have the touch. You gotta have that speed control coming into a sloped green. I think every course deserves one of these.
I think
classic.
The tour is missing.
Yeah.
So much by not having a couple more less than 300-foot holes like this.
This hole's awesome. I mean, the way it slopes away the whole time and the low ceilings on the green, it's deceptively difficult in my opinion.
Well, it's funny because you if you teach somebody who's just starting, you're like, throw putter, get good at that, and then, oh wait, get to the tour, you'll never throw a putter again.
Yeah.
But here, is a classic.
Oh, what a burn.
This is a classic situation of a guy who learned to throw the putter in the woods in Georgia,
Yep.
and it's carrying him through on a shorter hole like this.
Not the same success for Kevin or Calvin, but Gannon with the forehand poking it through. He's looking to get 8 down to the front 9.
I mean, how easy does it play when I feel like he's probably not worried about the big jump. Like he's playing the big skip right because he's like,
Who cares?
If I get over the 30 feet, no.
Wow.
Kevin.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
He's going to have to turn into the alter ego superhero Jump Putt Jones here if he wants to save the par.
That looked kind of awkward.
Yeah, it looked very awkward, but I've seen him look like he tore an ACL and get an ace on a 500-foot hole before, so.
Yeah. I'm just worried about the thorns on the tree. You grab that thing, thorns. Oh, no. Dunzo. Retire.
You guys, every round they're reading us that little spiel before the the tee off that says you can have free relief from anything with thorns on it?
Thorns and
Has that always
poison
been
ivy.
a rule?
No.
I don't know, but him making putts seems to be a rule.
That's a rule. That's always been a rule. But who knew you can take free relief just because there's a couple thorns? Back in my day,
Yeah, I was waiting for it. If it wasn't you, it was going to be the first person in the comments
I
section.
don't know. I'm just thinking. I never knew that. I guess I'm gonna have to start trying it.
Back to my point about Gannon playing it to 30 feet and just making it look like a 12-footer. It opens up the gap so much. Imagine if I imagine if I tried to just throw skip shot way to the right. I'm like, I don't want to be 35 feet or 30 feet at all. Mm-hmm. But he's like, fine. Yeah.
On that hole, though, if you played that play, I saw Matteo on my card do a very similar thing, chase card, throw the skip shot, would look great. Somebody said first down, as they always do for Matteo. Yep. It took him 3 minutes to get to his lie, so far down the hill.
Wow.
So you have to be careful with that a little bit. And so either way, he's been very careful. 8 down to the front 9. I mean, and had a really good chance at 7 to go sweeping the front 9. Either way, he's opening up a big lead right now, looking and feeling comfortable as everyone's out there shooting hot rounds. He's shooting the hottest round.
We got 9 more holes of this, and it's looking like course records are in serious danger. So that's always an exciting time around here at JomezPro.
Oh, there's Micah right there. Look
Oh,
at
did you see that 14 scrolling by?
Yeah,
Awesome.
with a little fire emoji on there.
Just want to thank all the patrons on Patreon, the Founders Club, everybody for supporting the coverage. We'll be right back with the conclusion of the LWS Open at Idlewild.